This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, I got somebody. Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome to Superior Bait and Tackle. Ed Sexton's over here causing trouble. Come and get it real quick. Yes, he is. You know, he's a heck of a fisherman. Takes all his family and his friends. But he really trying to run my reputation. He lies to me about where he catch fish. Don't take me anymore. So I don't know if Chris is going to use this because him and Chris are real tight because Chris always puts him on this show and other shows. So I'm going to dedicate this to everybody get even with Ed Sexton. Got a good show this week. It's going to be informative again. Hope we can find something from Chaz coming up, but I'm going to tell you this right now. These tournaments are coming up. I got a few pictures from turkey hunts, which I'm begging y'all. If y'all want any of those prizes we give out from Bowie Outfitters, you need to get me that picture and even get you a good prize for a good video that we can use. So, and especially if it's youth, we'll run all the youth ones. And just hope they're good quality so we can run them and give you the honor that you deserve. So I want to remind you that this week we got a couple of tournament reports. We got some events coming up that are real important to us in Paradise, Louisiana, and it should be for the rest of the state. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
That's what we're looking for. We've had a very rough last couple outings. Tried to make some dockside TVs and just have really struggled. And that's pretty typical for the absolute dead of the winter. Right now we're fishing super cold day, very low water. This is what we're looking for. Now, what we do this time of the year is we just keep looking and looking and looking until we find them. And when you find them, they're going to be there every cold front in the same general area, same spot a lot of times. And it looks like we might have finally just found them right here. So let's see what we can do, as maybe we finally going to catch a day with some success in this really cool Louisiana weather. Here's another beauty. Bronze beauty, come on up. There we go. Now we're fishing real stained water as this big front just came through. You want to use real bright matrix shads, vortex shads, and that's the case. Nitrous, lemonhead, tiger bait. I got the limbo slice on right here. Bright, bright colors in that filth water. Another good one is Spartacus. That's black with a chartreuse tail. You just want good contrasting colors. Stay away from those clears. Clears are for your clean water situations. But we might be putting a pattern together here finally in this cold Louisiana weather with these beautiful reds. All right, so you just want to get a pretty good cast distance off when you're wintertime red fishing, like these straight canals, man-made canals, and make a long cast. You're going to be throwing it up like today. It depends on the estuary and how steep that drop-off is. But today we're fishing up tight, it's about 1 foot to 2. And then as I bring it off the bank, closer to the boat, it's getting closer to that 6 to 8 foot of water. Then I'm kind of pausing, allowing the bait to settle back to the bottom as it gets closer to the boat. And you want to work it all the way back to the boat, because sometimes some of these fish are up shallow, sometimes they're up deep. They're up shallow or back to the boat, closer to the boat deep, and you got to figure out just exactly where they are. And we're kind of doing the Pontchartrain pop. You know, bounce, 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 pause, let it go to the bottom. Very simple retrieve. You could get away with a popping cork doing this if they're up close to the bank. Problem with the cork is if some of them are out to the deeper parts, you're probably not going to grab that fish's attention. I highly recommend the 17-pound Matrix Mono this time of year when it's 90% redfish. That way you can just horse them a little bit better. They can handle some abrasions. You're not going to break off. That stuff's like rope. You're not going to break it off very often. And you don't need to really worry about the fish seeing it. The water clarity's not that good. Redfish's eyes are not that incredible. And it's just the perfect line for horsing these fish around. About to break surface. Yeah, baby. Getting after it. Oh, get on up. I probably would recommend using a net, but we catching them pretty consistently now. Now, when I grab this fish, he's pretty cold. What that tells you is they don't want to be shallow anymore. They don't want to be in the duck ponds. They don't want to be in the shallow creeks. They're coming into the man-made areas. You know, we fish over here off the Unknown or the Chef, or sometimes off the Wrigley's like Gohagen's or down by the wall, Avenue Locks. I mean, there's a lot of places that we really like in the winter, and 90% of them are man-made. So like this canal we're in now, you see, when you look on a map and a canal straight as an arrow, 9 out of 10 times that's man-made. When something's man-made, it's typically deeper. And those redfish in the wintertime, they can handle being up on the shallow parts of the flat during the daytime, especially if the sun's out. They'll come up and sunbathe. But at night, they really need to be close to deep water. For instance, this spot right here, if they need to go survive in the middle of a freeze at night, they could go right to the intercoastal. And when they come back into these man-made canals, they can really gang up. Now, we haven't found them every cast without moving the boat like they will do a lot this time of year. but we're steady catching them just simply going down this bayou, bouncing our brightest colored matrix shads with a 3/8 ounce jig head. There he is right there. Look at that bad boy. A lot of times when we're doing this, we catch a lot of rat reds and we got to weed through them. But today it's mostly 5-pounders. And they are eating up that matrix. And you can kind of see how far off the bank I am right here. And that's what you want to do. Stay about in the middle of a canal. Kind of bomb cast it up shallow and work it all the way back to the boat. And them fish are going to tell you what stage they're going to be in. You know, some days, if it's real cold, they might stay deep. And then if you got good sunlight like we have today, you're going to get some that are wanting to sunbathe up on the shoreline. Very effective way to fish in the winter. A lot of people just put the poles up in the dead of the winter, and we've struggled the last week or two, but I just needed to know where to find them. And you just got to keep looking. You might have a whole trip or two that's just a dud, and then bam, you finally find them in the right canal system, and they're all going to be in there. They really congregate this time of the year. Although we're not having a lot of doubles and triple hookups today, they're all within a quarter-mile stretch here, half-a-mile stretch, and we're really doing well. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dockside TV. We're going to go ahead and put the camera up, finish off our limit here, using bright colors from Matrix Shad, whether you like the Tiger Bait, Limbo Slice, Nitrous Vortex, the Purple Haze Vortex, the Spartacus Vortex. Got a good green tail on it. Just spice it up, bright colors, stay away from your clears when it's dirty water. This water's getting a little bit cleaner as the day goes on, but for the most part, super stained water or super cold temperatures usually mean stained water. So make sure to subscribe to the Matrix Bait Box and get your hands on some of these bright colored Matrix shads that'll be going out in this month's box. And don't give up on the fishing just because it's cold outside, guys. Till next time, good fishing.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Berkeley Powerbait Max Set. Outfishes original Powerbait by 45%. Disperses a supercharged scent field that attracts more fish and triggers more strikes. Powerbait Max Set. Fish bite and won't let go.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Look, I only got one tournament report the Kiwanis, the big one, Kiwanis. I'm a little disappointed. If it wouldn't be for Steve Fontana, I wouldn't even have nothing about it. I'm getting disappointed. I try to help y'all. I announce them when they're coming up, and I like to get them reports. But this is hearsay reports, so if they're wrong, don't hold it against me. Or if I left you out, you blame the people put it on because they didn't send it to me. Steve, you always try to help, try to get them to send it. Thank you very much. I was trying to figure out, they sent me the board, a picture of the board, and I got to find it. But it looked like the team of Mitchell and Lemoyne won. They had almost 20 pounds, they had 19.62. I've tried to figure it out. David and Boudreaux, they had a 16.24, but they also had a big bass, another 9-pound bass come out of False River. I had some other weights I found looking through. I said they had a 14.22, and it was by Randall and Wooden. And then I was looking all over there, the Puchos and Puchos, you know, how many Puchos we got over there. They didn't have their first name, but they had a 13.72. And Steve said they come in 8th, and they had a 13.58. And I think this is a picture of him in his boat holding that 13 pounds they had, and they had it weighed in. Now, talking about tournaments and rodeos that are coming up, with a big bass rodeo is this coming weekend at City Park. And they got so many events. Go to their website. And again, I'm going to try my best to get there. There's so many prizes they're giving out, so many different events for kids and adults. So I forget, it's probably the 70th annual. I don't know which it is, but it's a real big event. Also got news, and then it's in June, but you'd be surprised. It's not that far away right now, but they getting up. If you want to think about sponsoring or you want to be involved, and more, the Swole Fest coming up this year, coming back June 8th through the 11th, and it'll be at the Grand Isle Marina. It used to be Sand Dollar. So this is from some of the news that are going on. Another big event that I'm involved in and been involved in for the Tulane prostate cancer research fundraiser. It'll be the one-man shoot. It'll be in Denham Springs at the Sporting Clay event over there. It'll be Saturday, April the 2nd. I'm sure they still got openings for teams and individuals. So be sure. I hope to see you there, too. I'll be there. So that's the news in a few of the only rodeo reports I got. So when we come back, pretty good fishing report, even with all the wind.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And I'm going to say my photo report. I'm going to start off, and I got to brag about my niece, Kenzie Borski. I mean, she's become an outdoor woman supreme. I don't care if it's duck hunting, turkey hunting. You know how hard turkey hunting is. She was ready to go turkey hunting. She said, Uncle Gary, here's that big one I killed. She gave me a picture. She killed last year. She said her boyfriend, I don't know if it is her boyfriend, but she has a lot of male friends that like to hunt and fish. And some of her girlfriends don't. So she's hunting, she's killing ducks. You've seen the pictures of her this year killing ducks. Here's a picture of a tremendous turkey. Since I saw her last, I don't know what she did this past weekend, but she was going turkey hunting. She's killing these hogs. She's gonna kill deer. I don't care what it is. You can find Kenzie Borski in the woods or on the water fishing and hunting. I am so proud of her. Kenzie, Uncle Gary is just adore you what you do. So you keep on watching Paradise, Louisiana. I'm gonna get her involved. She might even be hosting this show before you know it. So I had to give that shout out. Some of my best reports I get, I've been so dependent on Miss Angie Stewart and her husband David, Captain Mike, Captain Brad, Captain Clint. They're sending me these pictures, groups of pictures. So I'm not even gonna name them all, but we're gonna show these pictures. They are killing the fish, but they're still fighting bad weather. You can't always get out. Captain Mike, when he's fishing in that area, he can be in the canals one day catching bass and speckled trout, or he gets in the lake, or he gets in the Biloxi marsh. He's hammering the fish. He's sending me those pictures I've been running the last couple of weeks. He got so busy, he didn't fish the first Sunday night, he didn't send him. So I don't mind, but he has been sending them to me. It's unbelievable. Miss Angie sent me some pictures of kids and all the people that have been there, all the captains laying them out on the table. So you look through these pictures and you might see yourself over there. All you got to do is call them and go down there. They got places to stay. Captain Mike, Captain Clint, all of them are booking trips right now, and they have no trouble calling you if the weather's going to be bad and rescheduling. So please don't forget them. Also at the point, there are a few captains that are working out of there. All these people got live bait, and that's the secret right now. Catching those fish right now, most of them are under a cork with live shrimp. So, and I can tell you they're catching bass, they're catching sheephead, they're catching redfish, yang. It's unbelievable redfish they're catching. You know, that can be the one thing you can limit out. But they're catching smaller ones too, so you don't just catch 5 and have to quit. You can catch them, throw them back, have fun. Kids can catch them, easy to catch, and all the guys over there really, really good at helping with young kids. So you bring them over there now, Easter holidays coming on, be sure to have some days off, get there. Just watch that weather. We got bad weather coming, and you know in Louisiana how fast that wind and we blowing. They'll have gusts of 30 miles an hour even before the storms get here. So you be real safe on that water, especially Lake Barrett and places they catching fish now. All these lakes. Now, my buddy Tom LeBlanc, all my veterans, they don't give up. I mean, they've been going to Delacroix and they'll find a muddy weekend, a windy weekend. They'll go down there, they'll find fish one day and the next day nothing. Going back to my buddy over there on Slab Hunters, Brendan Dubrock, he was really excited. He had a superstar gospel singer, Lauren Daigle, and her family to spend 3 days over there. Caught a few fish, but mostly they relaxed. Let me believe me, when Brendan starts cooking for you over there, whether he's frying fish or cooking steaks, it's just unbelievable. What a great setting. So they had a great day. Had a whole great weekend. He said, this is his report now, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The water's still coming up. And that's usually bad. But it's going in areas that are flats. There's no grass right now because the floods have been going up and down. There's not a lot of grass that used to be in these small lakes or these ponds that are off of Lorto and Saline, but it's back up in the woods, and these bait worms and stuff are coming out. Same thing used to happen at False River. Remember when they get a flood? People in their yard catching catfish and bass and everything. Well, they're catching some small bass or male bass or running in there eating. They're trying to find a place to set up a spawn, but the water's fluctuating, so they don't know what is going to happen. But he says that they do catching fish, and they're taking sac-a-lait fishing. They're having a hard time finding them right now because of the fluctuation about the spider rigging. But they're taking those long poles and a jig, and they're going in buttonwoods and cypress trees where the water's getting up. They're moving in there. That's the way they used to do in Old River. Remember, the water stabilized and started going down, and sac-a-lait will be back up in the woods, up against the levee, and you catch some fish. So that seems like to be what he's selling in now. So you need to get out. There are a lot of small lakes, and up north are the inbound lakes where the river's not getting in yet. You know, I'm talking about Concordia, St. John. My grandson and them had a tournament at Concordia this weekend, Saturday. Him and his partner, they come in third, but there were a lot of fish caught. They had some windy days, though, so they had to try to find a bank that wasn't that windy. He said, but sometimes the fish really bite on the windy bank. So is this the way you fishing in the marsh? I used to catch more fish when I was fishing the marsh, the redfish, and they get on that windy bank, and they'll run them shiners and cockahoes and whatever. They'll be running up and down them bait, and they used to get in pairs and stuff and chase those worms. So that is the fishing report. I don't think I have anything else. All I'll say is, again, we've got some bad weather coming. They come in here and they leave as fast as they come, but they can do some damage. Be safe and say your prayers. God bless Louisiana. I got to remind y'all, Grand Isle and a lot of fish are being caught in Fouchon and those areas. The guys, if you can find a place to put in, I don't know about finding a place to stay yet, but Bridgeside told me they ain't but a few weeks from opening up. So say a prayer for them, call ahead of time, go down there and visit, go fishing, be safe. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Superior Bait and Tackle. Say your name.